welcome back. Well, seeing something live is always better than, say, on film. And one place you can always see quality theater is up in Adrian, Michigan.
Yeah, always doing great stuff there. Ben and Kylie are part of the cast of Peter and the Starcatcher, opening tonight at the Croswell Opera House. And while not a musical, it is something for the whole family. We should say you're not in the show, right?
I am.
You are in the show too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll get to all that in a second. But so we'll explain this is not a musical, but there is some music.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. So it is a play. It has a few songs in it. It is the prequel to Peter Pan, so the story that everyone knows, and kind of that origin story too. So how does the crocodile start ticking? How does Hook lose his hand? Why does Peter never grow up?
Wow, that's cool.
Where does Tinkerbell come from? Answers all those questions, and it's just a really fun show about adventure and growing up and imagination, and it's a very intimate play for everyone.
Nice. So Ben, what is your role and Kylie, your role?
So I play Peter. So originally the boy. And then it'll show how Peter gets his name and how he becomes Peter Pan that everyone knows. So.
All right.
Yeah, and then I play Molly Astor, who kind of helps guide Peter on his journey and kind of helps him discover how much he has inside of him and what he can bring out.
So this is such a tradition in a family, you know, the story of Peter Pan, and then we've seen Hook, and we've seen, you know, all these other adaptations of this story. But this is fun because it's the beginning. So what is it like for you all to be able to tell this story in a different way?
Yeah. So what's really cool about it is it's adopting the original language of the J.M. Barrie play before Disney took over and did their Disney thing to it, right? So it's taking the high comedy, the low comedy, the alliteration, the wordplay, combining that all into this one play, and it's great. It just is a word for imagination, and it encourages the audience to use their imagination, and it relies on that whole idea of story theater. So it's a really cool, sort of different show experience, but to get to tell that story is a really neat thing for all the ages who come to see it. So.
And you know, Kylie, when you think about it, well, when I think about it, I never thought about the origin story to Peter Pan, right? I never thought about that. So to be able to tell this story this way for adults like myself and for kids must be pretty cool for you.
Yeah, I have to say Peter Pan, I think, touches to that little part of all of us that we don't want to grow up. We really don't want to. So how do we get through those things? We did a lot of improv and improvisation to really build our characters, and we turned into pirates at one point, and then all of a sudden we have a flying cat that we're pretending to manipulate with this costume piece. And so we're just doing all these different things to tell this story, and it's really the whole cast working together to tell that story. So we all get to be a part of that journey and growing up and how we don't want to. So.
Stephen was just telling Ben not to grow up.
Yes.
You're in high school.
Because you're in high school, you're 17. Talk about your love for theater. Did this start in high school? And what high school do you attend?
So I go to St. Francis de Sales. Go Knights. I've done theater. I started doing theater a little bit before high school. And then my first Croswell show was Footloose. And then going off of that, I jumped into Starcatcher a few months ago. So I've done all the Catholic school shows, St. Francis, St. Ursula, Notre Dame, all that stuff. And then driving up to Adrian for Starcatcher and Footloose and stuff like that. So,
but Kylie, you work in the box office too, right?
Yes,
so we know that the Croswell Opera House is just a fantastic theater company, and so you obviously got your attention enough, to make that drive. So you know, you all just are always producing some really great shows.
I have to say, there's a talented pool surrounding the Adrian area and Toledo area too as well. We have quite a number of really just talented artists that come out and put on these amazing productions. So it really just makes our job easy, really, at the Croswell. So yeah, there's quite a number of really incredible people, including Ben, including all the people in Peter and the Starcatcher, and from our Broadway season as well. So
yeah, awesome. Yeah. So Ben, you mentioned that this is a little different from what Disney came and Disney-fied, right?
Right.
What little nuances will we catch that are really different than what we've seen on TV?
What's really cool is it kind of takes on this more Victorian feel. So it's taking that theater and that show experience back to how it was when the play of Peter Pan was written, and that you'll see that in the set and in the costumes, and even in some of the language and through the show itself. So it's a really cool sort of different take on story theater that's not necessarily the very cartoon Peter Pan that people know, but more of that, going back to that whole idea of it's a prequel to Peter Pan, so what came before. So it's just a really neat experience in that lens of things.
I almost just want to ask right now, so how did it all start? But
You can't give it
I
away.
can't give it away. Right.
See the show. Exactly.
But it is really interesting.
It's very, and like you said, it really gets our imaginations going,
sure.
and so the kids will really enjoy that too,
Yes,
right along
of
with
course.
the
How
adults.
do you think Hook lost his hand?
The crocodile. I don't know. Just a guess.
Or is it?
I don't know. Just a guess. When does the show open and how can people get tickets?
So the show is going to open this Friday, so October 14th. It's going to be running all the way till the 23rd. You can get tickets if you go to www.croswell.org, or you can call the box office 517-263-6868. You'll probably hear me.
You'll hear
I'll help you out. Yeah, but we'd love to get tickets and come see this magical show.
For
It's
sure.
incredible cast, and Ben takes us away and flies off to Neverland.
Oh, very fun. So much fun, folks. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much.
Well, if you're all about theater, there's a WTOL 11 podcast you should check out.
The Stage Door has everything you need to know about theater in and around Toledo, Northwest Ohio, and Southeast Michigan.
So all you have to do is text podcast to 419-248-1100 for a link to listen.
Good Day on WTOL 11 is back in just a moment.